Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So over the past few days, a few pieces of news came out that have quite a big effect on our industry. So I thought I'd make a video today to chat about them so that we're all on the same page. First, we're going to be chatting about an update on this new Department of Labor rule restricting the use of independent contractors in trucking. And then we're going to talk about the issue of broker transparency. Ready? Let's go. All right, so first let's chat about the independent contractor law that went into effect as of March 11th of this year that nullifies the prior outline of what actually makes an independent contractor a valid 1099 worker. According to Overdrive, the House Committee on Education and Workforce Thursday morning passed Resolution 116, a Congressional Review Act, abbreviated CRA, resolution to nullify the Biden administration's independent contractor rule. So first of all, I had no idea what it was, so I had to search it up. What is the Congressional Review Act? Well, according to the Government Accountability Office, the CRA allows Congress to review major rules issued by federal agencies before the rules take effect. Congress may also disapprove any new rules resulting in the rules having no force or effect. Now, this was introduced by Kevin Kiley of California, who said that this new independent contractor rule is a threat to the livelihood to millions of Americans. It's the last thing our economy needs right now. Now, does this mean that this rule is a thing of the past? It doesn't have any significance whatsoever? No, not necessarily, as Overdrive does state in the article. While a CRA is a tool Congress can use to examine and overturn federal agency rules, it faces a long road ahead. It must now pass both chambers and be signed by the president, the latter of which is extraordinarily unlikely. If vetoed by the president, it has to pass by 2/3 of the members of each house. Kiley's bill has 55 sponsors. Committee Democrats on Thursday characterized a repeal and the restoration of a Trump-era rule as authorized wage theft and the dodging of legitimate costs of doing business. Now, I know that many of us are split on this, right? Half of us think that this is a great rule because it prevents the naughty business practices that occur in the trucking industry, for example. But the other half thinks that this is a terrible rule because many independent contractors want to feel like business owners. They're not employees, and this rule forces them to get reclassified as employees. And this article actually states that this new Biden Department of Labor rule actually has been opposed by the people it seeks to protect. For example, independent truck drivers, realtors, barbers, freelance writers, and photographers, and many professions in between. And I quote, Representative Tim Walberg of Michigan, citing a survey conducted by freelancing platform Upwork, noted that 40% of the U.S. workforce participated in freelance workforce last year. And another study conducted by Credit Summit, an online financial advice resource, found out that of the 73 million surveyed independent contractors, only 9% preferred a traditional job. That's because independent contractors have control of their careers. All right, now that we have an update on this independent contractor rule, let's talk about broker transparency. We all know that this is something that has been brought to the FMCSA's attention and something that they're supposed to rule on come October of 2024. Now, the last time I spoke about this issue, we talked about how it was completely left out of the notice of proposed rulemaking. And this was reported by Overdrive. And after that article was released, the FMCSA did give a statement to Overdrive saying that they are still working towards a brokered free transparency rule later on this year. So, of course, Overdrive thankfully asked the logical question that was at least on my mind. If they are still working towards it, why was it left out of this proposed rulemaking? Well, Cicely Waters, who is the FMCSA Director of Office Communications, said, and I quote, FMCSA does not believe the forthcoming rulemaking notice is considered significant under executive order 12866. And for that reason alone, the rulemaking was not included in the latest release of the DOT Significant Rulemaking Report. It was included in the September report only to provide an update on the rulemaking schedule because of an error in spring 2023 Unified Agenda. It was not an indication that the rulemaking was considered significant under the executive order. So yeah, that's the update for you guys regarding this broker transparency issue and how the FMCSA thinks that this is not really significant. And I know that most of us would beg to differ. Finally, one thing I want to add here, and this is for carriers who have been affected by the AB5 law that's present in California since it was enforced in 2020, or since it went through in 2020. Unfortunately, it's here to stay. On March 15th, a California judge ruled against the trucking industry in its effort to halt the state's application of the restrictive AB5 Independent Contractor law on trucking, ultimately ruling that truckers should make their case legislatively rather than judicially. So yeah, it's an interesting situation that we find ourselves in. I know it's frustrating when you have to deal with the current market, with the increased costs, and on top of all of that, regulations that either go completely against the industry you're in or don't support your side of the business. But that's the way the cookie crumbles, I suppose. Unfortunately, I don't have much to recommend here other than self-care, especially meditation. Now, I'm not sponsored by them, but I do recommend them to anyone I cross paths with. And this is an application called Balance, where I think it's free for a year. It has helped me immensely. Meditation does help, as much as I hate to admit it. I'm going to attach a link down below for you guys if you're interested in giving it a try. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and joining me today. I hope you have a great week ahead. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep on learning. See you in the next video.